Hello, gravel family. Okay, so today we're going to talk about entry-level gravel bikes. But I think before we go into the entry-level gravel bike conversation, I want to talk about why we ride gravel. For me, the allure of riding gravel comes mainly from the freedom that you get riding on the open road and actually getting outside of town in most cases and just totally disconnecting. So to me, that just allows me to disconnect. I feel good. And also the terrain is a little bit more varying, so it keeps you connected to the trail or the gravel road. It's not always as smooth as pavement, so it allows you to focus on what you're doing, on that riding, and just kind of again disconnects you from your daily woes, or things that you're thinking about. Anyway, so we'll talk about entry-level bikes, and I think I'm gonna go in three categories. We're gonna go with, we want a bike that can easily grow with you, a bike that you can easily upgrade and doesn't feel obsolete after a year. If should you decide that you want to get into this gravel thing, and tire clearance, I might have some bonuses on this list, but I think we're gonna shoot for about 10 bikes, and the price is gonna be soft at around 3,500. Okay. It's gonna be, that's a soft mark. We wanna, and again, you can go lower, but you risk going too low to where you're gonna have to upgrade everything on that bike as soon as you decide, well, I want to get into this gravel. So 35 allows you to have a bike that you probably can ride comfortably for a year or 2 years without really upgrading anything on it, keeping that money, more money in your pocket, and so that you can do more of those gravel events and gravel races, bike parking, all that stuff. Anyway, so let's get into the list of bikes here. We're gonna start off with Wild. You guys, these guys are Jeffrey Frame. I believe they're up in Minnesota somewhere. They're the folks that put on the Hot Dog Country Rumble, really cool event. They do a fantastic job. Video in my channel. I'll put a link in the description also. By the way, I'll have all these bikes also linked so that you can click on them and build them any way you want. But I try to build them the way I would want to ride them, or based on the knowledge I know after of riding gravel, for nearly 10 years now. But anyway, this Rumbler, steel bike, it is built, to last you a lifetime. Here comes the SRAM axis, and 700C by 50 is max, which to me I think that's pretty good. And if you really want to go even bigger mitts, you can go 650B, and I think that's a 2.2. And then also supports a 2x drivetrain. All right, next on the list, we go down the list here. Oh man, my internet is a little shaky. Did you see that roll? All right, let's get back to it. Ari, you might not have heard of this guys. It used to be Fizari, so you might be heard of Fizari, and you're like, what's this Ari? They rebranded for some reason, but really cool brand where they come in with the price point to what they're offering you is one of the best in the industry. As you can see here, this Shafer, you can get a Shafer for 2,500 with a SRAM trail bike. Or if you feel a little bit generous there in the pockets, 3,700 gets you transmission, carbon bike, there's mounts on this bike. It's ready to do whatever you need it to do. And the tire clearance on that is 50 as well, 50 mil. So really good bike, but I would say, not to break the bank, Rival, there's nothing wrong with that. I have that on a checkpoint right now, so that's not a bad drivetrain either. Obviously, I would be remiss if I didn't talk about Surly. These guys they're legend in the industry, right? They're legend in the game. As you can see there, entry level of $1,699. Again, their bikes are built to be really versatile. That steel frame is just going to be amazing for years to come. You can upgrade it whichever way you want to do it. But this is a really nice bike, easily upgradable, and it's bomb proof. So you can't go wrong there. Let's go on to number 4. Obviously, I can't leave out my bodies over checkpoint, Trek checkpoint. This LR5, this is kind of 2 levels below mine, but a really good bike, a really good steel. We'll put it on the size I wanted. 54 must be popular size. 56 is, look at that. That looks beautiful. But $2,500, and I think you can get this bike on sale. But again, it comes with the one buy, ready to rock and roll. And the tire clearance on that, and if I look at my notes here, 50 is actually, I should know that, 50 mil on mine. And I think you can squeeze in a bigger tire if you know you're going to be riding drier terrain. If it's going to be a wet terrain, I would say stick with the 50. It still gives you plenty of clearance without like messing up your carbon fork and frame. So that's a really good buy there. This is another brand. Again, I try to go, these people always try to track your location, everything. Anyway, this is a Giant. I have actually ridden this bike before. A friend of mine, Jason, borrowed this for me when I went to visit him last spring in North Carolina. We did some of the North Carolina gravel in Greenville, and I rode this thing. It's a rocket ship, short chainstay. It's very identical to the Checkpoint, so then it comes down to what you want. With the tire clearance there, I believe 50 as well. So really good bike. Comes in at 3,000. Drop a seat post, you can get all that stuff for about 3,000. And then you can go a little bit bigger tire if it has a flip chip system on the front chainstay, so you can make the bike a little bit longer, and it'll give you more room for a bigger tire in there. So it's another one of those on the list that is fantastic. You can't go wrong. I had to throw this in there because I had to get you guys some kind of really budget bikes, and this is a budget bike that it comes with the REI warranty, which is really hard to beat. It's MSRP of 2,500. You can have it here for 1,400, and it's decent drivetrain, decent tire clearance. What else do you need? It's ready to rock and roll. Only negative I have on it, the fork doesn't have any mounts. But if you're just trying to ride, just day rides and stuff, and you're okay carrying your water in the frame and on the back, it'll be just fine. So that's a really good one. REI Co-op Cycles. Next in line, State. Now, I had to put State in there. Their bikes are really well designed, to be honest. I like the design on these. They're very clean. They have various paint jobs on these machines. As you can see here, $13.99. The problem with this price point is so low that a lot of their bikes are almost already sold out. So if you find a bike you like, you probably have to wait a little bit to get it. Again, this is another one of those. Let's see what the tire clearance was on this guy. I couldn't find a definitive answer actually, but I think it's in the neighborhood of 50 mil. Let me point this out. I wanted to point this out. These are all their offerings of gravel, and you can see here all their entry bikes, really good steel. So you can really find something that you like. If you don't care about the carbon bikes and stuff like that, and you just want a bike that you can ride and have a ride time on and keep more money in your pocket, this is a brand that you can go with as well. Salsa Warbird. Salsa's been doing gravel, I think, being gravel specific or gravel adventuring in the carbon realm of things for probably longer than most manufacturers. So they know a thing or two about vibration reduction system. That you hear them taught in that Class 5 VRS. That's the vibration reduction system, and it works. I had it on a Cutthroat. It's not quite as soft on the Warbird as it is on Cutthroat, but it's still a very great machine. And this one also, as you can see here, 3,200. And if you go into your local shop, there, World of Bikes actually down the street from me here, they have those in stock, and they actually had some ridiculous steals. So if you're close by, or they'll ship to you wherever you are, they have bikes in stock, and this is a good machine. If I wasn't riding the Checkpoint, this would be my next gravel speed machine. Again, they have mounts, and they've been doing this gravel adventuring, shall we say, for quite some time now, and they know what they're doing. So the other thing I want to talk about here on this Warbird is the tire clearance. This guy is a ridiculous tire clearance. So 700 up to 45. And then you could do 650B up to a 2-inch. And I think I've seen people squeezing more than a 45 on the 700. It definitely has some. The front fork has a generous clearance on it. Okay, next is the grizl. Companies need to stop with all this cookie business. Anyway, all right. Now the grizl, the grizl CFL. I couldn't find a definitive answer on what the max tire clearance is on this guy, but I think it's pretty generous. I think you can get up to a 48. Any more for me? I think 48 mil is minimum. For a gravel bike that's going to go the distance with you, because you want to be able to have the different tire sizes to do whatever the hell you want with that bike. But you know, Canyon's it's step one in the industry. 3,000 here, you can get it. Full carbon bike, mounts everywhere. It's ready to go. It's a gravel bike through and through. Next in line is the Specialized Diverge. This is another steal of a bike. Really cool bike. Max tire clearance on this is 47. Specialized, we gotta get bigger clearance on this, and you could do 650B and go 2.1. So there's that option. I don't have a definite opinion on what I want for wheel size, but I think I almost always prefer to have a 700C wheel set. But that color is just amazing, and then you got. The black also looks good, but I think this color is really fantastic. What do you think? 3,100, right? So not a bad price for what you're getting. And so Trek has a similar. This is kind of almost like a full suspension gravel bike. So this here, by the seat collar, you can adjust it to give you some travel, and also Specialized has their shock stop built into the stem. So with those two components, it's a full suspension gravel bike. If you're into that kind of thing, I do like suspension on gravel, so this is very important to me. Next, now I left Cannondale in here because you know that's another popular brand that you're gonna find in a lot of big box stores. The tire clearance is abysmal. I think it was 40 was the max that I could find. I couldn't find a definitive. They kind of go in that gray area of like, depending on what wheel size you use and what tire size you use, they're just not giving you a good number. So I don't know what the excuse is for not having a bigger tire. But great bike for the value. I'd like to see minimum of 48 clearance tires there. But that's another tried and true. Now, you might not have heard of this guy here. This is the Priority Gemini. I left this on because for those that are looking for no frills bike, this is it. This is it. It doesn't get better than this. You can get it into tie frame. Right? You can see that 3500 titanium, electronic pinion shifting with a carbon belt. And the tire clearance on that is also pretty good. I think maximum is like 45 if I remember correctly. Again, I like to see 48 as a minimum. A small tire you can put on there, but you know 45 is okay. You know, not so long ago we were riding 36s and we thought those were fat tires. So maybe we can forgive pinion for the shortcomings here on the size of this tire. But really good machine, titanium. So if you'll be the coolest guy on any gravel race. Mid-South, they have mud, the mud here. You'll be looking at everybody like, what's going on, buddy? I keep no derailleurs, no mods derailing my derailleur. See what I did there? Anyway, let's get back on point here. I think we got one last one here. And I wanted to bring this up here. This is the Black Heart. This is another one of those sleeper brands, but look at that machine. Beautifully crafted. Just a fantastic machine that's gonna look aero, and you know they say, well, if you look aero, you're gonna feel fast, you're gonna go fast. So why not start with an aero bike? Look at those Hunt wheels. Don't know much about Hunt wheels, but I think some people like him. But maybe it's just because the name sounds cool. Who knows? But that's my list of gravel bikes. 3,600 and lower. You know, if you have $50 of throw extra, you can get yourself a bang of a bike. But anyway, that's my roundup. So if you're looking to get into gravel and you're like, man, this gravel thing looks, you know, pretty serious, looks a lot of fun. This is a good list. I'll have every bike linked down below. And by the way, if you're enjoying this content, please be sure to subscribe. Keeps these lights on. You can see there's quite a few lights on to keep on in here, batteries to charge, all that takes electricity. So, but that thumbs up, that subscribe, and the comment. I want to know what you would go for your entry-level gravel bike. What your choices are. You know, this is what came to mind and doing research and going on to the interwebs and seeing what other people ride for their fast gravel bikes. This is what came up. But yeah, if you find something else that you're like, hey man, you missed this, please drop that comment and let me know. But yeah, this is really it. My list. Until the next one, okay? Keep riding the bikes. Look at the trainer there. It looks a little bit lonely. Maybe I'll ride today, maybe I won't. All right, until next time. Thanks for watching. Boop!